All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. Now, I wanted to check this out by Benny because he said that Marjorie Taylor Greene warns Israel may try to take out President Trump for trying to stop the war. That's the reason why I say a lot of time I start the videos out, I'll be like, man, please put prayers for President Trump in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. We got to keep President Trump safe, so please put prayers for President Trump. And this is something that Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying. So she pretty much saying we got to keep the president safe because we don't know what Israel may try to do because they mad at what's going on and stuff like that. So like I said, at the end of the day, we know President Trump cares about the American people. He don't want any wars going on. He already said he don't want any wars and stuff like that going on. Just like he didn't have any wars going on his first term, and he definitely don't want any wars going on, even though you got these Democrats out here hating on him and lying on him. You got CNN fake news running their mouth, lying and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, we got to keep the president safe because stuff like this don't need to happen. So like I said, let's check this video out by Benny. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support, and shout out to the ones that always stay to the very end and let me know in the comment section that you did watch the entire video. I appreciate all of you that do that and the ones that hit that like button. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this so we can see exactly what else like Marjorie Taylor Greene was saying. Because she was saying like just like they did JFK. And this is what MTG is saying. So let's check this out.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. The human experience is a remarkable one because it is a spiritual experience as well. There are things in our lives we just can't explain, like the feeling that you have when you're in danger. You just know it. The feeling that you have when you're in a haunted house. You just have an instinct when someone perhaps is lying to you or deceiving you. You just know they're not right. Everybody's already felt that. Call it whatever you want, a sixth sense, but it's there nonetheless. And we just know when we're being lied to. It's why everyone knows that we are not getting the full story on Jeffrey Epstein. And it creeps us out. And it's upsetting. Because you just know in your bones. Ladies and gentlemen, there's something else that we know in our bones. That we are being lied to about the JFK assassination. Now, we thought that we'd get full disclosure here, but ladies and gentlemen, we aren't getting full disclosure. The JFK documents were all released by the Trump administration. That's, by the way, untrue. There's lots of them that are still hidden at the CIA. We'll get to that in just a second. But let me read you in on something quite fascinating from Trump's first term. Judge Napolitano, who's a very close friend of President Trump, had this to say about why President Trump wouldn't release the JFK documents, the real ones. Listen.
2 weeks before, or a week before he's leaving office, he wanted to run past me the names of people he was going to pardon and sentences he was going to commute. He wanted my opinion on them. Some of them I knew. I said, how you doing? He said, not too well. And he went off into a tangent about what he thought happened with the election. I said, you know, you made a promise to the public many times and to me privately that you haven't kept. What? I'll take care of it right now. I said, you promised you would release the records of the JFK assassination. He said to me, Judge, if they showed you what they showed me, you wouldn't have released it either. And I said, who's they and what did they show you? And then he said, Judge, someday when we're on the phone, and then he raised his voice, and there aren't 15 people listening to the phone call, back to a normal voice, I'll tell you.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
So this is something that scares President Trump so much that they were able to effectively use it as some sort of blackmail against Donald Trump. Donald Trump knows who killed JFK, and it scared him. Does that seem reflective in the JFK documents that we all saw? There are some interesting things in those documents, however. One of them was that multiple pages of the JFK files found the CIA demanding any mentions of Israel be redacted. You can see here.
The problem what Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about, because that's why she was like, Israel may try to take out President Trump just like they did JFK. And now we're seeing a lot of like Israel's name being like redacted and stuff like that. That's more likely what Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about.
Here, and here. I'll show you the documents. Go look them up for yourself. See if you come to the same conclusion. The unredacted JFK files reveals that CIA counterintelligence chief James Angleton secretly helped Israel obtain a nuclear weapon, defying John F. Kennedy's wishes. The documents confirm the atomic technology and plutonium were transferred through intermediaries, with Angleton admitting to meeting with Israeli officials. He warned about the need for secrecy, fearing the fallout with the White House if it became public. Again, feel free to look the documents up yourself. You can go see. Now, this is hardly news. We know as a absolute matter of fact that JFK did not want Israel to have the nuclear bomb. Remember, only 2 or 3 countries at the time had a nuclear weapon, and Israel was like a country that's 2 days old. Well, how the hell are they supposed to be handling atomic energy, right? Obviously. How Israel deceived the U.S. and built the bomb. Israel effectively was able to lie, cheat, and steal its way into having a nuclear weapon. Israel's first leader, David Ben-Gurion, initiated Israel's nuclear project in the mid to late 1950s, establishing Israel's nuclear complex at Dioma during the period when only 3 countries had nuclear weapons. They assembled their first nuclear devices a decade later.
Wow.
Against stiff U.S. opposition led by JFK, Israeli leaders were determined to reach their goals. They lied to the U.S. They effectively, according to a lot of documents, they set up fake nuclear reactors for U.S. inspectors. They had a secret, off-the-books nuclear program. JFK tapped Jewish scientists to prevent Israeli nuclear program, documents showed. But they refused to let him inspect their nuclear facilities. This is what the documents show. President Kennedy gave Israel strong warning about his nuclear reactor.
That's why I said something ain't right, man. Something is not right.
Ben-Gurion, as I wrote, Mr. Ben-Gurion's government commitment and support of Israel could be seriously jeopardized if we thought that they were able to potentially maintain and attain a nuclear weapon. So it's like straight up saying that Kennedy's telegram to the leader of Israel saying, you better not be making a nuclear weapon. Damn it, I swear to you, I will stop supporting the state of Israel, which of course at that time was so nascent. It was like 10 years old, right? It was totally, completely dependent upon foreign aid and at the brink of collapse many times. He said, we will pull the plug if we think that you're trying to develop a nuclear device. Standoff with the U.S. almost blew up Israel's nuclear program. Kennedy's ultimatum, Ben-Gurion's sick reply, and a fiasco of nuclear inspection where they built a fake nuclear plant to trick U.S. inspectors.
A fake one?
Shed light on the diplomatic risk feared.
Man.
How a standoff with the U.S. almost blew up Israel's nuclear program. Kennedy's ultimatum. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, so this is well documented. Here's what's not exactly well documented, but which has blown up my feed today. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Congresswoman from Georgia, says America's President JFK was assassinated for opposing Israel's nuclear program.
See? That's what I was talking about with MTG. That's what she said.
Context to this? Let's read, ladies and gentlemen. This is MTG responding to Mark Levin, who is is absolutely and totally warmongering right now, and it's just.
I don't know what happened to Mark Levin. I thought Mark Levin was all right, now it's like I don't know what's been going on with Mark Levin. It's like now he's going out to Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling her dumb, saying all type of stuff. I don't know what's going on with some of these people. Like some of the people say they support President Trump, then when he don't do what they want him to do, they start turning on him and turning on the people that support him. It's just crazy.
Frankly, I just don't like neocons. I just straight up, it's nothing personal. I hate neocons, right? And this is the response from MTG to a Mark Levin attack. This is sick and disturbing. Please read to the end. Mark, you have the exact same tone and language of the psychopaths who send me death threats every single day. You should be fired from Fox News. Shame on Fox if they condone this. Let me introduce you to my friend Jesus. He said, blessed are the peacemakers. They'll be called the children of God. Jesus the Messiah. Jesus the only one and only Son of God. Jesus was put to death on a Roman cross, died for our sins. Jesus will return one day, and those that did not recognize him will mourn. He will bring everlasting peace to the earth, and his kingdom will have no end. Jesus also says, pray for your enemies, so I'll do my best to pray for you. But I will be watchful, there was once a great president that the American people loved. They did love JFK a lot.
Yep.
He opposed Israel's nuclear program, and very publicly. And then he was assassinated. MTG making effectively a very non-veiled assassination posit towards Levin here, saying that she worries that President Trump may well be assassinated. I mean, you have to follow through here on the logic for opposing Israel and Israel's wars right now, which Donald Trump does. And he's made that very, very clear today. I oppose war, including wars Israel rages. Should I feel that my life is in danger now too? What about President Trump, who strongly rebuked Israel this morning and continuing to attack Iran? This is the point that she's making.
So this is where Marta Green is saying so, man. That's the reason why I said, please put prayers for President Trump in the comment section. We must keep the president safe at all times. Because, I mean, like I said, you got a lot of crazy people out here. You got the Democrats going crazy. They is mad because Donald Trump approval rating is through the roof. And they mad because their ship is still sinking. And they trying to bring President Trump down to their level, and he's not going for it. So that's why I say we must keep the president safe. And a lot of time we get to the point where it's hard to, can you trust anybody? You know, so we got to be careful.
At the very least, had a hand in the killing of JFK. This, of course, made big-time news. MTG suggests link between JFK's assassination and his opposition to the nuclear program. I mean, I don't know. What do you want from me? These are the files themselves. This is the CIA helping Israel get the bomb behind the back of JFK. This has not made the world a safer place. This has made the world a much less safe place. It's been horrible, quite frankly, for the region. Destabilized everything. Multiple pages of JFK files found. CIA requested the redactions or any mentions of Israel. Weird. Tucker Carlson says that the JFK files are being blocked by the senior politician. The real JFK files are currently being
that's
blocked.
why I said, man, there's a lot of hiding going on
From their release. Tucker
we got to
Carlson
get down
suggests
to
a
it,
force
man.
is acting upon the Trump administration to prevent the release of the JFK and Epstein files. Why don't we listen to RFK, ladies and gentlemen? RFK, obviously, one of the single most effective men on earth to the assassination of JFK, talking about what really happened when President Trump wanted to release the files.
Astonished that Trump didn't declassify them because he promised it during the campaign.
That was Mike Pompeo who did that.
Yeah, and that I talked to President Trump for the first time about that this week. And
What did he say?
He said that Mike Pompeo begged him to, and I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here.
No,
I think he told the same thing to you.
That's
right?
true.
But he said Mike Pompeo called him and said this would be a catastrophe to release these. You need to not do it.
Would be a catastrophe. Why?
Dylan, why would it be a
It's like
catastrophe?
the same
though?
thing that you always say, right? When you're guilty, you act guilty. Again, it's in your bones. You
I don't
know
get
when
it.
someone's guilty. You'd see it. Sweat, perspiration. That's why lie detectors work. There's something, the autonomic nervous system, there's something that happens that kicks in. It changes you. You feel it. You know it. People are acting guilty here. I'm not saying I have any further evidence. I can just present to you what's publicly available. But I'm saying that there's people who had major motivations for JFK to die. Obviously, Lyndon Baines Johnson was probably chiefly among them, but there are quite a few. And why the extreme cover-up? Why the stress? Why the panic? Why the freakouts here? Why are there so many people that are saying, either it's Judge Napolitano or it's RFK himself saying, if you release the true reason why who truly killed JFK, then it's all over, right? Then it'll all be over. Well, does that match the release we got? Of course not. Someone's hiding something. Someone's acting guilty. They sure as hell are acting guilty.
I believe somebody is hiding something too. I'm trying to see, like, why would it be a catastrophe? So they're saying that what Mike Pompeo had told President Trump. But like I said, we got to get down to the bottom of it, man, and see exactly what is going on. Like, why is they keep on hiding? Why is they trying to keep stuff away from the American people? So me personally, I still stand behind President Trump. I still believe whatever he said he was going to do on the campaign trail, I still believe he's going to follow through with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see President Trump going back on his word because 10 times out of 10, when President Trump said he's going to do something, he does it. So I'm not giving up on the president because, like I said, there's a lot going on right now and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure he's going to get to the bottom of all of this and stuff that he promised the American people. I know for a fact he's going to get it done. So the only people that's going to have something to say is going to be these Democrats out here that's been putting them down anyway. So it don't matter what he do. They're going to say he wrong regardless. When he doing the right thing, in their eyes, he's wrong. So it just don't really matter whether it's right or wrong. They're going to have something to say. So, but it is what it is. So like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think about what Marjorie Taylor Greene saying. Pretty much warned that Israel may try to take out President Trump, just like they did JFK. So the words coming from Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let me know, do y'all agree with her? Do, you know what I'm saying, like with what she's saying? But at the same time, like I said, we got to keep the president safe. And, you know, that's just what we got to do. Keep him in prayers so he can keep on, you know, keep this country on the right foot, just like it is right now. So, like I said, thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And like I said before, please get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this whole thing. And like I said before, I still believe in the president. I believe he's going to get the job done, just like he's doing good right now, because the country is on the right foot. But like I said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.